Again, we're still on testing week. Actually played a bunch in real life today too, trying to test. Still, honest to God, not coming to any conclusions with the deck whatsoever. Like, I've tried three pretty different sideboard plans, and they all just seem to win roughly the same amount. Like, no discernible, no noticeable differences. I've played versus the 5 color, the 4 color. Yes, the 5 color. I got paired versus a version of white. Um, Multiple different teamer builds. Some with Rivers Rebuke main, some with 4 Viziers. Um, some that sideboard out Glorybringers, some that leave them in, some that sideboard out all the 2 drops, some that leave in Cubs. Just a bunch of different things, and it all feels roughly the same. Like I feel like on a power level, like that the black decks, the 4 color versions with the Scarab and the sometimes Vraska, sometimes Nicol Bolas out of the board are like favored versus us, but like their mana's awkward enough that over, 10, 20 games, it feels like we split them about even. I mean, when I sit down, I don't want to see the black cards, but it still feels pretty even. Um, not really enjoying the deck any more than I was. It's still just fine. I tried Desert Red today. I think this is a keep. I'm not a big fan of this hand, but I think it's good enough. That these removal spells are pretty good versus some decks. We have some turns to draw mana for the Glorybringers, and Glorybringers are incredibly powerful. And we clearly get paired versus a deck right off the bat that we don't want most of these cards versus. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Desert Red felt terrible. Hey, thank you, Eric Hawkins, for the Auto Hostorino. Like, it didn't even feel close to good. They say it beats Temur, but in what testing I did, it didn't come close to beating Temur. Let's see what he's got going on here. Oh, a God Pharaoh's Gift. Well, that changes some amounts of things. What really sucks is I kind of like want to play the Servant next turn, but I'm pretty sure I just can't play Servant if he's already got the GFG over there. Like Refurbish is too strong. That second Abrade's actually pretty reasonable. Oh well, I have my headset on. I can barely hear myself. Alright, so we have an Abrade, so step one's complete, but we're getting to the point now where he can just start casting angels because we've drawn 0 pressure so far. Man, at some point we're probably going to need to be tapping 5 mana for these Glorybringers to even try to win, which is a bit of an issue as well. Chart the course. I like how I call it chart the course and it's chart a course, but for some reason that just will never like register in my mind. What are we doing frame wise? Alright, so far the frames look good again today. So what's the best card we could draw? Probably something like a Rogue Refiner and or Whirler Virtuoso in this spot. Not going to use a removal spell on that. Willing to just take 2 damage a turn for like a million turns. We're going to play around refurbish though. Like I'm going to hold the braid up probably the whole game, and that's probably what's going to kill me. Hey, LP numbers again. Thank you for the auto host. Nice auto host coming tonight. Starting us off bright and early, with a smile on our face. I don't think we're going to attack. Again, don't really want to put that in his graveyard for him. At this point, I would just kind of want like a rogue refiner. Oh, jeez. I think we're going to continue to holding this braid up. We're only an untapped land away now from being able to have a lot of fun with a Glorybringer while holding an braid up. I feel like if we get to the Glorybringer, we have a pretty good chance. But we really need to draw it like probably next turn. We might have one or two additional turns after that. If he's cast that there, I assume he just has another refurbish, so that's kind of bad for us. But we don't even have another braid in our deck, so we're doing what we can do. Alright, shields down. It's attack o'clock. I'm willing to trade this for both of these because if he does have a refurbish, he gets to bring this back anyway. And bringing that back would make those things. I would only be able to trade with one of those when I blocked. So he took that damage. It's pretty safe to assume that we're getting the third refurbish in his top 24-ish cards or whatever. It's a pretty reasonable assumption at the worst. It's pretty hard to beat. Get like maybe confiscation coup into something. Well, maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe I'm just wrong. Will not be the first time I've ever been wrong. Will not be the first time I've ever been wrong. Sure. Doesn't really change our plan any. Attack! Some of these decks have like one or two Fumigates in their main deck. Should be a bit of a problem. Well, he tapped fast. Oh, wow. He hit the refurbish off that. Ripperino, friends. That was big game. So we really need like a confiscation coup now. Are we just dead? I think we're just dead. Yeah. We're just dead. The third refurbish in the top 30 cards. Pretty rough. Oh well, happens. So we're going to want this River's Rebuke here. Probably going to want this Chandra. Definitely going to want this Death Scourge Scavenger. Probably the Nissa. These Godfarrow's Gifts don't do, or sorry, these Bristling Hydras don't do a whole lot considering his deck has Fumigates and his deck has a bunch of cats that can block. We don't bring in the negates. They typically sideboard a lot of their package out anyway. And oh crap. Get out of my deck before it submits 62 cards when I was trying to just show people stuff. And they have the luxury of being able to like just protect the refurbish a lot easier. Like getting a refurbish and negate's easier than us getting 2 negates. Yeah, so we're going to have to try to find some quicker action, and this hand is not that. This hand is also not that, but I'm not going to mulligan it. It's a pretty mediocre hand. I really just don't want to go to 5. Certainly put that on the bottom. We'll lead with 2 fast lands in case we draw a fast land. Lung Tusk Cub, 1 time. Well, there's the Lung Tusk Cub. That's step A. Fading turn 4 Godfarrow's Gifts and or Fumigates is step B. Like how I called it step A and step B. It's like part 1 and part 2 of the Funky Bunch. It's actually a pretty good draw versus this deck. Hey Dan, how are you doing today, bub? It was good seeing you and Heather again last night. Hadn't been out of my house in quite some time. Always nice to see everyone. Actually, just gonna go ahead and kill that thing. I think that thing's incredibly good. Alright. So we at least get one more attack in here. Could have Settled Wreckage. If they have Settled Wreckage, they just do. We're not going to play around it. This is technically a lethal attack, but the odds of him not having a cast out are pretty low. So low that I'm not even going to bank the energy. I just don't care. Yeah, so we went for the kill and we got there. The version I played was the big red version with the Sand Strangler's main deck and stuff like that. And like I only even drew 1 Sand Strangler on the entire night. It felt okay. It felt terrible versus Temur, and it felt terrible versus Red Deck Wins because Heather has more Hazards than me. I just got fortunate and she didn't draw 1 game 1, and she got mana screwed, so I was able to not get far behind in game 3. In game 2, she just browned me. Like she played Hazard and it was over. Like if I needed to draw like a Soul Scar Mage, a Burn Spell, and her not have a Burn Spell, but it was pretty close to over. Hazard's just too important in that match, and with 2 of our Hazards coming out of the sideboard, it seems pretty bad. And versus the mono or versus the Temur matches, like I can see how if my hand lined up in certain manners, how I would have a good chance. But I don't think that the deck's designed. I don't want to say designed poorly, but I think it's just running. I'd have to be running hot to get it to line up like that, I think. Now that being said, I would like to experiment with some aggro red decks instead of the big red decks and see how that goes. I think we're just going to attack here. If he blocks, and we'll just eat it with the Death Scourge Scavenger. But yeah, I would like to try, maybe next week, if I don't play some kind of like Temur deck, or some kind of blue-white deck, I may test the aggro plan. Mono Red's a nice deck. It's just I like her style of Mono Red better than the style I was playing. All right, well, he didn't get any mana for Game 3, and that was quite fortunate for us. I would kind of like to play that match. That's one of the matches I'm pretty interested in this format. It's another deck that I kind of want to sleeve for paper. Me and James sat around and played like 12 games, 6 pre-boarded and 6 post-board with Temur versus 4-color Energy after Magic as well. But no, I like the attack. I really like the Hazard attack red deck more than the big red deck. The treasure maps like just felt awkward. Both times I cast them, they just got abraded. The Sand Strangler's a good card, but like I don't know if Sand Strangler's just better than Glorybringer. And having what am I trying to say here? Having the less mountains was relevant too. Like I had to mulligan multiple games where I drew like Scavenging Grounds, Dunes of the Dead in my opening hand. And I didn't have a red source. The deck I believe only has 17 red sources, so like that doesn't even seem super unlikely to me. Like it's going to happen a big enough percentage of the games that I wasn't real happy about it. Alright, so moving into round 2, we are on the draw. They mulliganed, and we're going to keep. This hand's pretty good. How did you like Jesper approach? Jeskai approach, sorry. How did you like Jeskai approach? That's what I'm trying to say. So they put on bottom. It's very likely just a mirror. So we want the second blue, I guess. Oh, a pretty good hand. We'll take that blue. I'll pop this up so I don't forget to try to show it to him when it's relevant. Hand got better. Play our fast land, play this. Oh, it could be the Sultai build of it. That's nice. So let's see, they've solved this one. So just play this. Red, 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 red. Play this. Minus here. They could have Walking Ballista to finish this off, but that's fine. If they have Walking Ballista to finish this off, we can Glorybringer. And we can Glorybringer either way. So I can Glorybringer here, and if he's got Blossoming defense, attempt to block with this. Or I could just play this and know we can block, and then try to do the Glorybringer stuff on the following turn. I think I like trying to do the Glorybringer stuff on the following turn. So we'll play my land first, and then we'll tick this up and see what we find. Huh. I guess I have to play that. Interesting. They're also a Fatal Push deck, so don't think I care if they fatally push this. Just go ahead and play it. Yeah, the blue-white approach. You had mana problems all night, though. Like, I continually. Oh wow, he's playing like Sultai Pummeler. Interesting. I continually like looked over at you, and you like would only have one white mana or no white mana. Still have a pretty fast clock going on here. That deck's supposedly very good too. So, based on the amount of mana they're showing me, I'm not really worried about getting pummeled. So I believe I'm just going to play this and attack for a bunch. Gives them quite a few things to deal with over the next turn. I'm probably even going to go all in on this Lone Tusk Cub here. Not worried about blossoming defense. Like I don't think I'm going to die from 20, so it's just going to attack them for like 13. They have a lot of hurdles to jump through. Hey, Flame Guts, what's up, man? But yeah, Blue Black Scarab God control is pretty good. J Bone Capone swears by the deck just being absurdly great. And that guy's pretty smart. Glint Siphoners out of the sideboard make the blue white approach match even like kind of actually actively bad. Like it's like really hard to win for the blue white approach post board. So let's start with this. Just gonna bash with it all. We're gonna try to exert here because if he's got blossoming defense, he can just use it on this to kill this anyway. So he might as well go for the win. Dive down. Alright, that's fine. So he gets the 3 kill on that. And we're going to get to deal 5 damage because he has to block with the Lone Tusk Cub as well. Our Lone Tusk Cub can become an 8 though, so it is just a chump block. If we choose to go that route, we don't even have to go that route if we don't want to. So we kept enough energy to Word of Virtuoso twice. Hey Flame, what's up, man? Yeah, I really wanted to play the Larson Glint Siphoner energy deck, but I also just didn't really have the time. Alright, so this deck's kind of interesting. So we're like playing versus Pummeler now, and Pummeler's not been super popular. So like most people who have wrote sideboard guides have kind of ignored this match. And to be completely frank, I don't know what all the Sultai build has. Like, I don't know if there's a stock list. I don't know if I should just be like kind of playing around what Fabiano and his people played, or if I should just like go by what I would play, or like really not sure what to do. But either way, some things are pretty basic. Confiscation Coup's not great versus a deck that has a bunch of dive down slash blossoming defense effects. Don't think we want the Nissa. Don't think we want that. River's Rebuke's okay, but it's like way too much mana. You're a removal spell, so you're like at least medium. You guys are at least medium. You're not particularly good. I probably just want some number of counter spells then. They're kind of a low curve, so like some number of negates are probably fine. What would we take out for some number of negates? Probably something like a couple servants. I actually think I like servants in this match. I don't think we want a lot of these. I think we just want a few. Huh. That seems too good too. take out one of each of these. I dropped 165 or $160 at my local game shop today, pulling together 40.99 of my up and coming. Oh, Commander deck, nice man, solid, solid. My store had a for their Black Friday. We're gonna keep this hand and we're gonna draw, or we're gonna mulligan. We're gonna keep this hand on the draw. That's what I meant to say. My local store had 50% off singles today and 50% off card supplies. It was pretty ridiculous. Go ahead and get a mountain. The Wretched. Do you have the white border one or the black one? Black border one. So I always find this kind of interesting. Like whether it's more important to kill their thing or whether it's more important to like deploy your threat. But where he led with the Effer Hub, I think it's a reasonable assumption that like maybe he's stalling on lands already. Yeah, they don't have a crap ton of stock, and like one guy went and basically bought it all just to resell, but like it's still a good amount of stock, right? Like I bought a couple of sleeves and a monster binder thingy. Not a monster binder thingy, a monster playmat tube. Can't really beat that. One of my buddies bought some boxes for like $67 cash, I think. Plus tax. $67 cash is pretty nice. And then one of my other buddies just bought, I'm going to say, bought like $500 worth of singles or something. So, I think we're in pretty good shape this game. I mean, he's mana screwed, and we have double removal spell in our hand, so that helps a whole lot. We even have a negate. They can always combo kill, so like I have to respect this and kill this thing this turn, even if I don't want to. We're gonna kill it with ticking up of the Chandra though. It's like pretty important to not misclick here, or we could just be dead. Pump that up too. We're gonna leave a few just because of unsummons and stuff like that, but want to pressure him for a good portion of his life. They are not doing very well for themselves. I think them doing 50% off is ridiculous, but yeah, it's whatever they want to do. I mean, I'm not in control of them, you know. It seems pretty absurd to me that they did that, but you know, I'm not the one paying the power bill, so I think we just want to make sure we deal damage here. We'll hold up this negate just in case something torrid happens. Hey, Yavanix, thank you very much for the follow, man. This is already half their life total, so we have a negate and a harness lightning. Pretty reasonable that our opponent just didn't get to play game 2, so this is not going to be a hard game for us to win. But sometimes that happens. Let's go ahead and pop this. If he's got a blossoming defense, we've got the potential to use a negate here. But we were lethal on board either way if he couldn't gain life. Just attack, deal 2 damage, whichever one's left over. I don't know if there's like a 1 green mana card that could have been relevant. But like, I guess since we have a negate, there's not even a 1 green mana card that could have been relevant. So that's kind of like just slow rolling and I should have attacked. I wasn't thinking about it though. There is the Life Goes On card, but I guess we just had to negate for that if we'd wanted, so. Anyway, a quick 2-0. Our opponents didn't really get to play Magic in Game 3 of Round 1 or Game 2 of Round 2. So, we're one match away from regaining the pity chest. And for anybody who cares, tonight we're testing the Kelvin Chew build from MTG Mint Card. It's not a website that a lot of people read, but I highly recommend this website. It's the website people like Li Shi Qian write for, and there's like a lot of wonderful knowledge on the website. But we're trying his build and his sideboard guide tonight. His main deck is like one Confiscation Coup versus one Bristling Hydra, different than the Andrea Mangucci build that we were testing. It may be a couple lands different as well. I don't have the Mangucci's lands memorized off the top of my head, but the sideboard's quite a bit different. For example, Mangucci has a second Supreme Will instead of the Spell Pierce. He has a fourth Vizier instead of the Scavenger. And he has like an Abrade over one of these cards, I think. An Abrade and maybe something else. An Abrade and an Appetite over those two cards. But yeah, so this is the build we're testing tonight. We tested it last night too, but it felt like we got paired versus, a bunch of bad matches last night. This is a very strong opponent. I recognize his name. I think this hand's good enough to keep. We can cycle this so it's not as land heavy as it looks, though it is very land heavy. Oh. Tap our mana, right, friends? I guess we'll get the blue. There is a Confiscation Coup in the main deck. I mean, we already have the blue. We already have double red, double green, double blue, so I'm not actually sure which one of them was more relevant at that point. But we certainly didn't want to draw a land with our first draw step. Wow, he Magma Sprayed that. Turn 1 Magma Spray? It's kind of interesting. It could just be another Temur deck with... He's going to like play a Serpent or something? Alright, well. This was about the best draw we could get here. And we got a little Abrade there, which is kind of nice. Alright, so it's some type of energy mirror. It may not be exact 75s or whatever, but it is a energy mirror of some kind. So he saw this one. I don't know if I want to offer him to trade when we have an Abrade in our hand that might not do anything better. I don't think we're going to offer him to trade this turn. We may accept the trade if he attacks, but I don't think I'm going to offer to trade. Like, there's a good chance this Abrade doesn't get any better than this, so. Alright. May have should have offered to trade. Tune was a wonderful little play there. Well, well, well. Alright. So I should have played the Forest last turn, but... I don't think he'll double block. Oh, well, he did double block. So if I'd played the Forest last turn, we'd have been able to kill both of those creatures and attack him for potential 8. Probably should have also just attacked with the Rogue Refiner. Hey, what's up, man? Bad times. Bad times going on right now. Yeah, good times. Good times going on. Just in case we need the energy for something. So yeah, I played this game pretty poorly, but I feel like I've learned from the mistakes we've made. Sure. Oh well, he's gonna trade. That is not something I would have expected. I wouldn't call round 1-3. We got a 3 game, but like we had to fight pretty hard to win the first game that we beat them. And by fight pretty hard, I mean like we just had to fade some removal. But what's up, Matt? How are you doing today, man? It's a pretty large poker tournament over this way tomorrow. Uh-oh. Scarab got a Reno. Alright, so we're going to at least make a couple of these. Don't really know how many. And I don't know why I didn't play the Lone Tusk Cub. I was trying to protect from a Glorybringer, I guess. But if he had Glorybringer, he might have made it the turn before. Oh, that one's brutal. That one was brutal. So we really need a removal spell here. Glorybringer would be the... Do we waste a Confiscation Coup on trying to kill a Chandra? I don't think so. I think we save this for Scarab or something stronger. Just killing a Chandra doesn't feel like it's worth it to me. Watch this be entirely wrong. Watch us being at a point where we should have just snap killed Chandra. There's only one coup in this deck though, so... Oh, and he used mana? So he wants to get an activation this turn. Alright. He wants to leave 3 mana up. So he doesn't have another land for an activation? That's weird. Wonder if he has like negate in his deck or something. You can only take creatures and artifacts with it. So, huh. Kind of want to attack him with this so I can try to get it bigger than the Scarab God. So if I make this a 3 this turn, I get enough energy that can make it a 4. This makes it a 5 and a 6. I lose 2 points of damage like that? But it gets it bigger than Scarab God, so I guess that's fine. We have to get pretty lucky to beat Scarab God right now anyway. Like, we need to draw another Harness Lightning or something. Could have swung all at him. That was a reasonable fault. That would have certainly been a reasonable line. Huh. Alright, so he's going to take at least 9. So what's he gonna do next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can buy back one of these. And then he's got 4 blockers. Only 2 of it in the air. So I could just do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could do this 9 to him. He goes down to 7. And I could just go super wide for the following turn. We would have had 2 less energy. And we would have done 2 more damage. Probably, but I don't know. He would have been at 5 less life. He would have been at 11. And we would have been attacking for. He wouldn't have had to chump because 1, we didn't have the attune at the time, and we wouldn't have had 2 energy on this, so he could have just been able to block this straight up. It wouldn't have been a chump, right? I don't think it would have been a chump, would it? Would have been 4 less energy, and it's also not a chump to block this guy either. Like it's a trade to block this guy. But anyway, so that was that turn. So let's just think about this turn for a minute. So we're attacking for 9. Puts him at 7. I think this is fun. I don't think I want to deal more damage. If he buys back the thing next turn, he can only make 1 flying blocker. Yeah, he can only make 1 flying blocker. We've not gone for a Chandra yet, so we still have some direct damage. But yeah, you could have been right. Maybe I should have just swung all at him. But not getting to Chandra lets him make 2. Not getting to Chandra would have let him make this and get back anything with a land, right? No, I mean, just a Chandra alone plus this would have let him play this and get back one of these. So, like, he would have had chump blockers. He's making a decision what to get now. He's going to get the Whirler. So, at the moment, that nets him 1 blocker and 1 scry. He scried to the top, so that's real bad for me. Yep. I knew it. The second he scried to the top, I knew that was bad for us. So now he can buy back this and get 2 things. Wait. So he'd have 2 Whirler Virtuosos. I don't think we can win anymore. No, I don't think we actually even have an out anymore. Pretty sure the game's just over now. You can buy back 2 things a turn. And a Q value off of all the things he's buying back. Guess I could have attacked with this too. It was free to attack with this. I don't think it actually affects anything, but it was free, so. If it was free, I should have did it. Stops him from making 2 1/1s if I'd sent this. But Scarab is going to take over this game. So I missed a point of damage on this turn. Hey Corey, what's up, man? I feel like we had the cards to win this game. I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong. Oh wow. That was a lot of things he's putting in front of that. 4, 8, 9. Can give it +6, so like I can trade it for free things. That doesn't seem like a winning line. It's probably the line I'm going to take, but it doesn't seem like it wins. Especially if 2 more Whirler Virtuosos in the graveyards. His mana about costume that game, though. Glory. I don't think I'm going to exert it. There's no flyers in any graveyards yet, so just going to hope we draw like a bunch of Glory Bringers. Which is something that can happen, especially if he doesn't have a removal spell. Could get lucky and he could take it and go down to 2, and then we could draw a Chandra or something. Like, that's always something that could happen. Though it's unlikely to happen. Sure. So we'll make a dude, block 1. So another Glorybringer next turn wouldn't be terrible. And then the next turn. 3 Glorybringers in a row. Can always do it. You know you love us, deck. Knowing our luck, we'll draw like an Abrade or like a Servant, some card that we're going to sideboard out anyway. Put that one on bottom. Playing cards out of his hand now. Says his hand's better than what's in play. Oh, it's a Vraska. He ain't wrong. His hand is better than what was in play. There's no energy though, so another Glorybringer would be spectacular. I guess we attack the Vraska? I don't know, it doesn't really do anything. We fought for like 3 minutes on that one turn and we're still almost tied on clock. Eh, I don't want to scoop when there's like some off the wall insane chance that like three glory bringers on top of our deck in a row or something. I think we could still win if we got like that kind of lucky. Obviously, the odds of us getting that kind of lucky are minuscule, but like if we got that kind of lucky, I think we could get there. Do like opponents' basic land arts. Well, that's not going to do it. I probably should have made another servant or another Thopter, but getting another Thopter doesn't even matter. Like he can just get Glorybringer back and then we scoop. He didn't get the Glorybringer back, or we would have probably scooped. Wait, no, there's still time for him to. I guess he had to get this one back to have the energy. Huh? Didn't get it back with that one either. Doesn't really need to get it back. Like, there's no reason for him not just to get more cards. Like, we're not even at a competitive state at this point. Not conceding might make him think about River's Rebuke too, which is in our sideboard. Because there are some people that play River's Rebuke main, so he like might think we have a bunch of copies or whatever if I don't concede. Because it looks like I'm playing this some kind of like a random fin out. I think we're just dead this turn. I'm guessing he can get back Glorybringer, kill something, and us be dead. But maybe not. We do have two Thopters we can block with, so. We're currently officially ahead on the clock, too. Could have made Thopters, but we don't actually have an out right now. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of just playing to like try to make them think we do, but could have attacked. Alright, so how are we going to sideboard? We're going to bring in our Viziers, our River's Rebuke, our Chandra's Defeats, and our Nissa, and we're probably going to take out like some Hydras and some Sprays and some Servants. Maybe some of Braids. If he shows us like Skyship on this turn or something, we wouldn't bring into a Braid, but. Oh, for some reason I didn't realize he had 6. I thought he had 5, but I mean, obviously we're dead whether he has 6 or 5, but I would have scooped to the onboard trigger. I just didn't actually realize that. So I think we're going to bring in all of this stuff. I'll bring in this too. Crafter's Bestiary was insane today in testing. We were trying it out over this. It's a couple of these. Yeah. We're using a guide, by the way, the Kevin Chu guide. I'm just trying to remember it off the top of my head. That way I don't have to pull it up on the other monitor. Alright, well, we'll play first. What do we got? No, can't keep that one. This hand's keepable. I kind of want to keep that. I guess I will keep that. We don't have anything for 2 on 2 mana anyway, so I'm just going to keep that and pass. Get like a green mana off the first one and a blue mana off the second one. Hope he doesn't have Spell Pierce. If he has Spell Pierce, we're probably picking our cards up. Wouldn't actually pick them up. I mean, if I played out last game, I'm certainly going to play out this game. Never give up. Never surrender. So he saw the forest. What do we got? Ooh, a Rogue Refiner? I guess we'll play that one then. And he saw that one now. Another Rogue Refinerino. I'm gonna offer him to attack here. We're gonna offer him to block here, and then we'll decide what we do post combat. We don't really want to use a Vizier there. I mean, we could have. Maybe it would have been alright. Also, don't really want to play Vanessa, but I think I'm going to. Um, Playing it and ticking it up kind of gets it out of Chandra range. Just good enough for me. So we're just going to. What do you do? It's a land. We'll put this one on the bottom, this one on top, I guess, to give us something to do if. Something to potentially do if we don't really want to use a Vizier. It's a land or a creature card with converted mana costs less than or equal to the number of loyalty counters, blah blah blah. Alright, gotcha. So he can make 2. We're going to want to play ours, I guess. I guess we'll start with this. Don't really want either of those. Trying to decide whether I want to cast one of these or whether I want to cast this. I think I want to cast this. Because if I play this and he's got like a Chandra's Defeat, he can basically counter this, whereas this one will at minimum be able to get at least 2 copters. Does use the mana kind of inefficiently though. This hand turned out to be fairly good considering we mulliganed. So he doesn't have a second green currently. I don't think we have to attack this turn, so. To see what opponent plays. Rogue Refiner is a good one. Rogue Refiner is a card we'll probably use a Vizier on. Ooh. That's a good one too, but again, if we played around Chandra's Defeat last turn and he took a pretty lengthy pause when we played this, I think we'll play around Chandra's Defeat again this turn. Actually going to scry first because I want to try to put a land on top. I think think we'll keep both of these. We'll pop this one because we want the land. So I'm pretty glad we didn't play the Glorybringer now. We've got a lot of loyalty on this Nissa. Unfortunately, he's got a pretty high life total. Or, sorry, got a pretty good board state. Don't know why I was trying to say life total. It's kind of like not wanting to just jam the Glorybringers like that. I'm fine drawing it and playing it over multiple turns. Trying to thinking if I even want to block here. I'm not 100% sure I even want to bother to block here. I don't think I want to. It's too easy for him to get loyalty off of this as well. So we know we're drawing a Glorybringer, and we know we're taking this up. So that's the easiest parts. And then based on what we see here, lets us make other decisions. So we'll put Cub on bottom, we'll put this on top, because at some point in the game that will probably be a trump. And we'll use the least mana efficient one we have. And we'll go ahead and take this guy to acquire more blockers. And he could have a lot of really good spells here. We might not be able to protect the Nissa anymore. Especially if he just gets to play Glorybringer. But yeah, Harness Lightnings and Chandra's Defeats are, I really try to play around just playing Glorybringers and stuff when there's cards like that on the prowl. Alright, we're going to do the little bit greedier block here. Just going to try to get this off the table. It takes up a good portion of his turn if he has another removal spell, and makes it a little bit more likely that something like that would survive. It was unfortunate. Just River's Rebuke, but then he gets that back. He gets some more energy. That doesn't seem like that does anything in this spot. So we're finally going to lose the Nissa for sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess I kind of want both. I can deploy 2 frets next turn if we keep both. If we want to. Playing 2 threats and then having River's Rebuke's pretty nice, of course. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. I don't know if we're playing this game well, but like I feel kind of in control. And we draw the forest that we know is on top of our library. Feel like we're in a fair spot here. Especially if we can get him to use some of that energy. Probably just willing to take 4 damage though. Especially if he doesn't play a land this turn, that would be peachy swell. For Confiscation Coup. Turn all non-land permanents target player controls to their owner's hand. So I can just put that back in my hand for the cost of almost all of his energy. That feels pretty good. Then we can just play Glorybringer, Glorybringer, Glorybringer over the next 3 turns, but... And he loses his Whirler Virtuoso? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alternatively speaking, I could just play like this and attack for 4 with this. I think I'm fine with this one. We get to get an attack in this turn this way. An attack for half of his life points. And we have a potential 3 Glorybringers over the next 3 turns or whatever. This is just Vizier, that's fine. Hopefully he doesn't have his 3rd Harness Lightning. Wouldn't mind an untap land just to play the Servant. Oh, well, we don't even have to go for it, right? So this thing can become a 6/5. This thing right here can get 4. Technically, it can get 5, putting me at 9, and I can put 3 counters on it. 3 counters presents lethal, right? So this goes to 6. This goes down to 5. So if I play this, it goes to 6. If I use the 3 to play that, it goes from 6 down to 5, back to 8. 8 lets us put 2 counters on that, and 2 counters on that isn't enough. Huh. How long do I just set on these Glorybringers and let them do nothing? That's a mistake. I should have tapped my lands differently, but I don't think it really affects how we're playing. He did have another one. I think we're just going to attack. Well, if I attack, he can trade that off. I don't really want him to trade that. So then, like, his next turn, he can just use it on that or something? Yeah, that's whatever. If he wants to do that, he can do that. I guess he couldn't ever attack us, but I do value dealing 3 damage to him some. So Zonghydra. Oh wow, I didn't play the Servant. Wow, I did not play the Servant. Seems like a really bad play by me to not play the Servant. Yeah, I'm not playing particularly well anymore. I can't play the Whirler Virtuoso either because of this. Wow, I'm playing real bad. And my clock's pretty low too, so. Wow, the 4th Harness Lightning in the top 20 cards and a Chandra's defeat. Probably not winning this game then. Just got to like play some weird game now, and we have to play it really fast. Because we've got to play a game 3 if we do win this game. Which is pretty difficult. We're not blocking. Oh, and he drew a Whirler Virtuoso? Yeah, we're just not winning this game then. That's unfortunate for us. Has he got another removal spell? Oh my gosh. Another removal spell is pretty grand there. Thought we had that game won, but I feel like I've just punted it. I've made probably 6 or 7 pretty solid mistakes that I've noticed. You know, telling how many I've saw that I didn't notice. It's kind of an interesting one. I feel like if he did that, he probably has another one of those. Of course he does. Why would he not have the third one? And now he has 19 energy to go with it. I feel like I punted this game pretty badly. Hey Dave, thanks for the auto host, man. Come by to watch me play very miserably. I think I have to take that one at this point. Just too far behind to take anything else. So you give it +4. You can make it an 8 power. So you can make it 8 power right now. Have fun. Can that kill 3 of my things? Not sure what we need to actually win here. Oh, he wants to kill 2. That's fine. So he can still produce 3 blockers. That one probably isn't it. Kind of want to play this game um, just to see if I'm good enough to win the next game speed-wise. So it's kind of hard to go wide right now. Especially when he can pick one thing off a turn. Like he'd have to stone brick on a few draw steps from here. Or we'd have to stone nail a few. So he can make that 3 7 6. So let's go ahead and offer him those. If he's got a removal spell, he's got a removal spell. It's not something we're going to worry about. He didn't need to do that. Oh wow, he drew another? Our opponent is a savage. He doesn't have any energy to cub trades. So Glorybringer kills us, but we're not beating a Glorybringer from this spot anyway, so there's no reason to play around something. Oh wow. So whoever told me to concede game one, I probably should have conceded game one or played this game a heck of a lot faster. So next game, by the way, you're going to see a lot less commentary from me, a lot more play mistakes, and just a lot more sped up play. Go ahead while we're on this clock and remove all of this stuff, which means I'll probably even make misclicks. Fun times. Alright, so we're on the draw now. On the draw, we typically want this guy, these guys, and this. Wait, sorry, that guy, and these guys. And we normally don't want the extra Chandra, and we normally don't want the Nissa. We normally want all the twos back. So wait, what am I messing up here? Oh, I'm not messing up anything. The magma sprays. Sorry, I was definitely forgetting that. So we normally want these. And we would normally take out these, this, and this. But considering the fact that we have a shot clock consideration, I'm not willing to get rid of the long tusk cubs. So we're going to try to just be super aggressive here and probably cut this magma spray. Probably cut maybe a couple servants. And probably a confiscation coup on the draw. Again, this isn't how you would normally sideboard. I'm trying to think, we'll get rid of that. Trying to think of a way just to play faster, basically. Because we have less than 3 minutes to win a full match, or full game. So we have no green mana, but we're on the draw. I'm just going to keep it. This is the type of hand that we can get lucky and win with if we get there. If we don't get the green mana, we're going to lose, but we wasn't likely to win a game where we actually played anyway. Yeah, kind of sucks, but we'll get our green back from this. And that is we don't draw green. Oh, that was kind of an interesting play. Now we get to kill that for free. We'll play this one. Blue, red, this. He has a weak hand. You know, like, this is the type of hand that can get there. All depends on how weak his hand is. Just gonna tap and get a forest. That's a pretty good one. He can kill one of these. Hopefully it's not tick up and use like a harness lightning or something. So green, you, play you. Yield to that trigger. play you, attack you. Even if we even have a confiscation coup now, if that's how the game worked out. I'm playing this one now because we get to get the value out of it. And he missed a land drop, so he may need that land real bad. But worst case scenario is we get to get the value out of this thing. That's pretty good, so he gets to kill this now if he chooses to. Green, green, pop, pop. We have to see what he has here. I think we're fine with that. We're just going to kill it before he can make the second token. And based on his life total, we're not even going to exert here. Play this thing. So River's Rebuke wins. Another Chandra. He can kill our Glorybringer now. Just fine. Removal spell wins. River's Rebuke wins. Vizier wins. I think we have to kill the Chandra though. Again, he's kind of mana screwed, and we can save whichever one of these we want. Have a minute left. We just need to draw a River's Rebuke or a removal spell to be in pretty good shape. River's Rebuke obviously just wins. River Rebuke us, baby. No. So we attack with both. We can't save them both. Only one of them can be saved. Oh, wow. So he's going to let us kill that one for 3, which is pretty nice. So we're still at the point where we need a River's Rebuke. A Confiscation Coup would probably do it at this point too, if I was fast enough. No idea whether I'm fast enough or not. But we know River's Rebuke just wins. That's the one thing that we do know. Don't think I even have enough time to cast it at this point. This is like literally not letting me use my spell. Look at this. Oh, it's because I don't have the energy. My bad. For some reason, I thought I had one more energy. So this was a big misplay by me. I thought I had one more energy. But like I said, couldn't really focus on that game. We're just dead. I could have just not attacked and waited one more turn to see if we hit a River's Rebuke. Could have just F6 as many turns as we could, as fast as we could, and hoped. Just, I'm going to do that just to see if we would have got there. Obviously, we're just dead at this point. I'm just kind of curious. It's kind of like rabbit hunting. Think we would have won this game? If I wasn't streaming, he would have definitely timed out, not us. So at least that's pretty safe to say. Alright, we'll just concede. So this is a match who knows how this game would have actually played out. Again, like we didn't sideboard normally or anything. But we couldn't because of the time. We also had to make some suboptimal plays. I think we would have won this match pretty easily with given both of these hands if we just had infinite time on our clock. But there's no telling what's in his hand, so who knows. But anyway, still got to win one game to get that PD chest. Anybody that's new here, make sure to click the follow if you like. Sorry about playing so slowly. Like, it's just when you try to explain everything, that's one of the downfalls to it. Or when you like really put some thought into your matches and stuff, but not concerned whether we lose or not. I don't know. I don't know if I like that sideboarding plan in general, but alright, we'll play first. This hand's a keep. We have a 1-2-3 we can play with this hand, but like we can't play a 4 if we get it. I have one removal spell. Island Arena. I try to play a little faster just in general. Since that is a fatal push producing mana, I'm not going to pump it up any. And we're going to attack first so we can bank the energy for this in case he had, like, I don't know, some random removal spell that's probably not standard legal or I would know what it is. Unless he has ultimate price or whatever's kill target multicolor creature. He's playing a Champion of the Wits. Fine. So opponent's on some kind of brew. Which means this card's probably less good and I'm going to try to go a little wide. So I'm just going to make tokens on this turn. Oh, he put a Scarab God in his graveyard as well? Ooh. So yeah, we're just going to push the damage, I believe. If he wants to block, he can block. I'm going to give him a good reason to block, though. Oh wow, you guys hear my stomach? Oh, he didn't block. Alright. I'll deal 1 extra damage because I can still make 2 Thopters this way. And we're still trying to go kind of wide here. Figured he would chump block with the Champion of Wits there. Maybe I'm underestimating what his deck's current plan is. Or current vision is even. I'll tell you what my current plan is. My current plan is to go to play a bunch of Thopters. Alright, so he looks like he's just a Temur energy deck that has cut a forest for one of these. I guess not a Temur energy deck. Like, that's not Temur energy-ish. Anyway, he's got Scarab. So versus Scarab, it's pretty safe to say that we definitely want this card. Probably want this card versus what we just saw. We're on to draw. And we're versus Fatal Pushes, both, so that makes Long Tusk Cub look less impressive. Actually, I think I want this thing too. And this thing. So if we get rid of those, what else can we get rid of? Don't really want to get rid of the Magma Sprays because we saw Champion of Wits and it's a black deck, so there could very well just be Glint Siphoners in it. Maybe the Chandra's not great. I think the Braids are fine. I think the Bristling Hydra's fine. I think I'm just going to get rid of a couple of Servants. Potentially you just want to get rid of all of the Servants, but something we might consider on the play. This hand is a mess. I think it's good enough to keep with him mulliganing, though. Basically, any land we draw on the deck, besides exactly the one other mountain, lets us turn this on. And gives us a lot of ability to have energy producers. It is a mess, though. If we didn't have to Harness Lightning to put more counters on the Effort Hub, we probably don't keep this hand, but sure. Pretty much always get a blue mana with this, or green mana with this in this spot. We already have technically double red. Opponent had a pretty good mulligan, so he's already put that in the graveyard, and we've solved that. So blue. Not a land. We hoped it was a land. Any untapped land lets us play Glorybringer, or sorry, lets us play Chandra. Tick up and use the Harness Lightning, though, and that's really nice. Offer him to trade. He missed his land as well. We still have one more draw to hit ours this turn. Didn't get there. That's fine. 3 cards deeper in our deck than him right now for the same amount of lands. Don't know if I'll offer it for that. We really want an untapped land. So he's probably going to have hit his land now. We really want our land. Red Rover, land us. That's not a land. Oh, my friends, that's not a land. Alright, we'll just play this one, I guess. Guess I'll offer him to trade again? Probably not. Hey, man, what's up? I'm trying to get better at it. I appreciate you stopping by. We're currently in round 4. We're 2-1. We had a pretty long battle here where we timed out in the mirror because I don't play fast enough. And this game is currently a mess. Guess we have enough energy to do one of those. That is not an untapped land. Alright, at this point I'm just attacking. If he blocks, I'm going to abrade and hope he doesn't have a negate, but I probably should have abraded prior to that. I'm just trying to push damage. Getting a little nervous about what he can do or what he can have. And I don't think it's real likely that he's going to hardcast it this game. Like he only had 2 cards in his hand. No, don't have a second spell. That is the last thing we want you to have. Could have been worse. That one's actually pretty good here. So we want him to use that card, right? So we'll go ahead and take up with this one. Oh my god, I misclicked. I meant tick up for mana. That could be a game costing mistake. We meant to kill this Rogue Refiner and attack with both of these. RIP. I am not playing well. That was pretty darn bad of me, because now he can just play like the one thing and get his dude back or whatever. That was really, really, really bad of me. He's already got 4 creatures in his graveyard, so like I can't even block now. Because it puts a 5th and he could be discarding. Ooh. Super bad of me. I mean, like, I can still block, but I have to make the 1/1 servant to block, or the 1/1 Fopter to block now. That was quite the stellar error by me, though. Alright. Ouch. It was a misclick, too. Like, I knew I wanted to play the Harness Lightning. Might turn out being okay, but probably not. It's probably a very bad play. Guess we're just gonna tick it up. Just slam Glorybringer, and hope it's enough over 2 turns. We're not going to exert. We're going to hold up Harness Lightning in case things go absolutely horrendous, or to just make another Fopter. But the current plan is to do no such killing of his creatures. He does have this still in his graveyard, so like he can get his own Glorybringer back. But if he spends all of his mana to do that just to chump block, he still dies. Yeah. So it looks like we're probably going to win this game. It also takes a creature out of his graveyard. But he has this in his graveyard, so it's pretty imperative that we don't ever let him get a God Pharaoh's Gift. Yeah, I don't care if he exerts. If he exerts, he's still dead in the air, so. Don't think he has another answer to another Glorybringer. So he didn't exert? It's kind of interesting. Let's target this guy. I certainly want 0. So those are both at Chandra. Might as well protect Chandra. Chandra deals 2 damage, if Fopter deals 1. Yeah, well, Chandra, you're dead, but opponent's tapped out, so. We can win on board with just an exert trigger. Or we can play the second Glorybringer. It's always fun to play the second Glorybringer just because it's a Glorybringer. Alright. So, game 1 went pretty quickly in our favor, but game 2, we both kind of stalled, and it didn't seem like he was doing as powerful a thing as just playing Glorybringer, but what do I know? Anyway, moving into match 5. So far tonight, we've had a pretty good mix of decks. We played versus the Blue-White God Pharaoh's Gift. We played versus a Temur match that had Scarab. We played versus the Sultai Energy deck that was playing the GFG package. And we played versus Sultai Pummeler. I'm actually going to keep this hand. I actually rate Chandra pretty high on the play versus blind opponents. Obviously, there's a lot of matches that Chandra's just bad versus. And if we keep drawing lands, we're just bad in general. Have enough 2-drops that I'm probably going to kill whatever he plays. Or have enough 3-drops that I'm probably going to kill whatever he plays. Rip. So we hope it's not Whirler Virtuoso. But even if it's just like Rogue Refiner into Chandra, that's not great for us. I guess we're just going to tick up. I think ticking up protects it the best. If we tick down and just kill this, he can just play his own Chandra and kill it back. Whereas if we tick up, it's going to actually survive. And surviving's not nothing. It's also not, it's not something either, really. Alright. Oops, he goes. No, don't think we want to use that. We just want to play this. So our Chandra's 100% going to die because we can't even pretend to try to protect it. So we've only drawn 4 spells this game. I guess we could have minus Chandra. But we're trying to get some value out of it. Oh, we're trying to stop opponent from getting a trophy. Could have tried to get some value out of it, I guess. Just gonna play the other Chandra or the other Glorybringer attack and hope he doesn't have his own Harness Lightning. He didn't play another drop here, so I think it's pretty easy for him to have a Harness Lightning. Even if he does have the Harness Lightning, there's always a chance that we just draw another Glorybringer. He could also have like Essence Scatter or Supreme Will. Like those are common cards to play. So we're just hoping that there's no Harness Lightning. Oh, well, double removal spells is the same thing. It's actually better for us. Because that's card disadvantage for him. So now like World of Virtuosos or whatever would give us a fair shot. Another Glorybringer would give us a fair shot. Well, that was great. That's pretty bad for us. You can almost be assured he didn't have that a second ago, or he wouldn't have made the play he did make. So now we've went from being in a good spot to being practically dead. And we've only even played 5 spells, and he's got more spells than that in his graveyard. So we'd have to run off a chain of things at this point. And we're just dead. Alright, so we'll be on to play. On the play, we want a Nissa, we want these. Just want all of this. Bring in these as well. On the play, we get rid of things like this. Get rid of a couple of these. A couple of these, though I'm getting more and more impressed by the Bristling Hydra every time that I play this match. And a couple of our braids. And we try to be the aggressor. And we'll need one moment, guys. Anyway, we'll play first. It's another bad hand, but I just don't think you can mulligan these. I call pretty much every hand that doesn't have a couple early removal spells or like some kind of early something, you know, an attune, um, a removal spell, something. I just call all of those hands bad. Doesn't necessarily mean they are. It just means I'm very picky. Definitely keep Servants over Lone Tusk Cub and keep Hydras. I'm using a sideboard guide from Kelvin Chu, so can not really going to deviate from his sideboarding plans when we're using his exact list for testing. Here's the article for anybody who cares. It's quite different than like what Andrea Mengucci plays. It's a lot different than what Channel Fireball suggests, but that's why we're testing it. We're just looking to try to get some more information, trying different approaches to the deck, etc. But that's the reason we're sideboarding like we currently are. Not going to make a Fopter because I actually value the energy at this moment in time. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying that this is the reason that we're choosing this. Like, we're specifically testing a particular guy's list. So, if we're running exactly his list, we're going to run his sideboard guide and like his notes and stuff. Again, it doesn't necessarily make any of it right. I've not played enough to know. It's what we're trying to ascertain. And we played the Mengucci sideboard plan the nights before, where he takes out Lone Tusk Cub and stuff. We played it 3 nights in a row, so now we're like playing this 3 nights in a row. So far, though, I'm leaning towards the Mengucci, the like taking out the Cubs and stuff. I think they take out 1 Hydra on the draw as well in that build. But you know, like I'm not trying to like say I'm right or wrong. I'm just letting you know like why we chose the paths we chose. So I kind of want to attack. I don't think I mind trading my energy for 2 of these if that's what he wants to do. I'm certainly going to attack with this. I think we'll decide post-combat what we do with Deshandra, if we even play Deshandra. Like, it's not a guarantee that I even play Deshandra in this spot. If he only wants to block with 1, I'm willing to spend 4 energy to keep this around versus 1 Rogue Refiner. If not, I think I'm just going to bank the energy. I think I'm actually going to play the Servant as well. The Servant gives us access to the Confiscation Coup if we really need it. And I don't like the idea of playing Chandra and just ticking it up, or Chandra and just ticking it down, and it like him getting a Chandra's defeat off. I feel like we can do better than that. Ronus. That is a good card to Confiscation Coup. I'm now pretty happy that we chose to play the Servant. Never not punished. So we're going to take this thing. Never not punished. So we go to 12. So 12, this thing can be an 8. I think it's better just to save it at this point. Maybe let Ronus do his work next turn. Kind of interesting if opponent has his own Confiscation Coup. To see what happens. Alright, we're just going to cast Skullbringer. Worst case scenario, we can just pump this up and attack here. Alright, so opponent's done there. But yeah, like I'm not telling you you're wrong, Snap. I'm just trying to inform you of why we chose this decision. I don't mean to try to sound. I know it sounds like I'm being hostile. I don't mean it like that. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. So it's like easier for me to like figure things out in my mind if I unsideboard when I'm playing an unfamiliar list. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, um, so on the draw he also brings in these, and the River's Rebuke. I don't think he brings in the removal. No, he doesn't. He actually even sideboards out of Chandra, the Cubs, and the sprays for one spray. So that's how he does on the draw, roughly in these matches. And I've not saw anything special from our opponent's list other than the exactly Ronus. So I don't think there's anything I really want to change then. I think this hand's a keep. We go get a red mana with this first attune. Got a couple removal spells. We got our most powerful spell. I like how if he has Ronus, that means we technically have 4 Ronuses, right? Because we have a Confiscation Coup and 3 Viziers. So what is our opponent's first play? We'll go ahead and abrade him and save the energy for like um, a potential Glorybringer later or something. We don't have a whole lot of gas in our hand though. Like we've not drawn any Rogue Refiners or anything yet. The one cool thing about Whirler Virtuoso is like he can't play Chandra and tick down and save his Chandra. Can play that though. Yeah, the Life Crafter, I was testing some in real life today, and the Life Crafter very much impressed. The Life Crafter was a stalwart in today's papers testing. The interesting thing is 100% of the time that it got cast, the opponent untapped and confiscation could it and then just won with it. But like the fact if we're playing like the Pursudo Mirror and I can confiscation coup with it and still win means that like it's just that good in general. So I don't know if I'm supposed to attack there, but I feel like I've got to do something to try to win. We're certainly not doing anything right now. I don't think he's going to spend energy here, but he could. I feel like we got to do something to try to win. Uh-oh, boys and girls. That's what we call a problem. That's what we call a real problem. Not sure how we beat that. Not actually sure how we beat that. Um, huh. Well, that makes my last play seem real dumb, doesn't it? Makes my last play seem rather dumb. You just play the Glorybringer attacking for 7, put him at 11, hope he has absolutely nothing, and then play the Vizier the following turn, but that feels pretty narrow. Think we're just going to look to double block one of them? So you can give that a 6, potentially 7. So just gonna look to double block one, and then like use the Vizier next turn as well. Yeah, Shahar's list is a list that if I knew more about the archetype myself, that is a list that I would like to try. But I specifically started with the list that people had articles and guides for. Yeah, but I also leave myself completely dead to where I can potentially play around that stuff. Like we have some really powerful cards in our hand right now, so based on the power level of these cards, I'm not sure that we should take a risk. Because his hand seems kind of mediocre based on how he's playing so far. Alright. So he made this thing a 4. So he's just trying to kill both of my things. That's fine. I'm willing to trade both of my things for one of his things. We'll get ours out of the graveyard and probably just attack with Thopters again. He could have had nothing though. Like we could have went for it. Like I said, I think we're actually ahead on board. And if we're actually ahead on board, I don't think I need to do that. Maybe I'm not ahead on board. Maybe I'm just wrong about being ahead on board. I feel like I'm ahead on board. I feel like it's pretty easy just to play this and keep bashing with these. I don't want to just die to a removal spell when I don't have to die to a removal spell. The one bad thing about playing this is if he has a removal spell, he can just kill it. So I'm just going to play this. That kind of seems terrible too. Yeah, I probably should have left a Thopter untapped. Yeah, I don't like how I played that turn. I should have left one more Thopter untapped. I punted pretty hard there. I don't think it changed anything. But it was a pretty bad play. Because like now Glorybringer absolutely wrecks us. Skyship wrecks us too. Yep. We're in bad shape now. Not really. His removal spell wouldn't have did anything. He would have had to spend energy too. That was kind of a good draw. I wouldn't have 3 energy. Would I? I didn't have the energy to give it hexproof. I only had 2 energy at the time. Wait, why? Why the fuss? I'm confused. I'm not sure what you mean by why the fuss. I'm confused what we're talking about at this point. I'm sorry. Oh, he's got his own confiscation coup to take it back? Alright, so we pretty much have to hit a Braid now? And I think we sideboarded it. No, we have one of Braid in the deck still. Oh, we don't really have any outs now. I'm not sure if we could have played differently. He did have a Harness Lightning on those last turns, though, so... Like, we wouldn't have won just slamming Glory. Yeah, this Glory doesn't do anything. I guess it chump blocks at best. It's like best case scenario chump blocks. Hey, Bamfish, what's up, man? Yep. Unfortunately, you're tuning in right about the last second. Well, I mean, we only had 5 energy last turn, and we got 3 of the energy when we played the Whirler Virtuoso, so we only had 2 energy. Unless I'm just wrong. But yeah, alright, we're dead on board. GG. Mirrors are miserable. Yeah, well, we acquired a pity chest. Anyway, I could have played better, I guess. Maybe it seems like there was Chat and I had a couple of disagreements on the lines we played that turn or that game. But we lost both mirrors tonight, though I do think we would have won one of the mirrors if we hadn't timed out. I'm pretty confident we would have won the round 3 mirror if we hadn't timed out. But anyway, so that's going to do it for us tonight. And that's a quick little league. I've only got home at like 1 a.m., so uh, pretty much I am absolutely beat. I'm going to see if there's anybody that's actually streaming standard. Oh, wow. We logged off in time for the Grand Prix starts in like 8 minutes. Hey, Bamfish. Yeah, I remember you, man. Listen to this. Please do. I appreciate you stopping by, and I appreciate all the new follows tonight. Sorry if I wasn't playing particularly well. Oh wait, I found it. MTG Code Brew. This guy's a regular to the chat too. So, all right. So we found a standard player, and he's a nice guy that's always in the chat. I've never actually watched him play Magic before, but first time for everything. And he's playing the Grixis mid-range deck, which is one of the decks that I'm mostly interested in trying next. But again, we'll probably play Temur at least one more time tomorrow. We'll probably play this list one more time. That way I can say I played it as much as I played the other list. And then I might see if there's some cards on my account or something I can sell. And then we might try some Scarab / Veraska lists. I'm not actually sure. But take care, everybody. And thanks for stopping by. And go give this guy a holler. Tell him we said hey.